Hi, my name is Vladislav and let's train Russian Sambo. Hi, my name is Vlad Kulikov with Ultimate Sambo, Warwick, New York, and on this tape we're going to cover attacks from the top. Crossbody mount, scarf hold, and the regular saddle mount. First technique is called inverted arm bar, or arm bar on the far arm, as we call it in Sambo, from the crossbody mount, in case when your partner hugs you. On the mat, please. So, your match went to the ground, as we call parterre position on the mat wrestling, like this, and you start with your crossbody hold down, like this. Sometimes, normal guy, of course, is going to keep his elbows together and he's going to maintain good posture, not to be submitted. Sometimes, however, what happens, guys, you get hugged like this. It's very normal reaction for maybe not so experienced wrestler to hug you, because he feels as long as he has control over you, he's in control of situation, even if he's defending himself. So that's what he's doing. He doesn't want me to create any space or anything like that, and he hugs me like that. Which is alright as a transitional point, especially in no holds barred, when he doesn't want me to get up and strike him, so he holds me together. But sooner or later he has to switch, otherwise this is going to backfire on him. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm applying a hold down like this, and he's grabbing me. First thing what I want to do, I want to creep up like this and put my knees by my partner's side. Like this. Get like such. After that, what I want to do, I want to put my left knee, in this case, on my partner's belly. Be very careful, guys. I'll explain to you why. You want to put your knee on his belly, but you want to lean back a little bit. If the guy is strong and if he clamps up to you and squeezes you, he can roll you over. Just like that. So, make sure that your body leans back for counterbalance. Okay, you're here, but you're not leaning forward. You like this. Next thing, guys, what you want to do, you want to unlock your grip under his head, and top hand is going to grab your partner by the tricep elbow area like this. Start pulling him in instantly. Other hand is going to come here. And now, you're going to either turn his head away, muffle him, which is legal in grappling. I don't think you can do it in Sambo. Or forearm him like this. Okay, like such. And now what you want to do, you want to use knee and forearm for leverage, and you're going to start popping up. Sooner or later, that leverage, that pressure is going to have him to release his grip, like this. Okay, here you are. And now you are ready for 2 arm bars, as a matter of fact. You can lean back and set up arm bar on this arm, a regular one. Or you can go for arm bar on the far arm, okay, on inverted arm bar. So what you do, you want to try to pinch your knees together, okay, control him. You want to pinch your knees together like this, and you want to pinch his hand between your shoulder and your head like this. Grab yourself like such and drive your blade right where his elbow is, like this. Some people grab like such, which is good, you'll still tap him, but hand is not applying enough pressure, it's not enough pain. Turn the blade, it's like a pressure point. It's a submission, hyperextension against the elbow joint, plus, the pressure point pain, like this. So guys, once again, with a little, maybe a little twitch to this technique. You here, creep up with your knees, put your knee on his belly, like this. Start pushing his face away. Once he pops, you see he cannot roll into you because your knee stops him. He cannot roll away from you, and plus you dissect him down with your knee. Your body mass is on top of him, and you're applying like this. Sometimes what you can do to make it even more secure, guys, once you're here, pause yourself, drag this leg over his head, over his neck rather, and you're gonna fall down, okay? So I'm controlling him with my shins. This shin is on his neck, and that shin is on his belly. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fall forward. It's always good to have control with both hands, so don't do, you know, the woodpecker trick, don't hit your head in the mat. As you fall down, extend your elbows, catch your fall, like this, and then you tripod. Then you put your head on the mat for leverage, and now you have him like this, okay? Leverage is here, and you pull in your forearm into you, like snapping a twig, you know? Grab on one end, on another, and knee in the middle. And here you are, inverted armbar from this position. Controlling him totally. So once you're here, guys, make him suffer a little bit, you know? Compress into his chest, make you hold down, you know, painful. It's not a legitimate submission, but, you know, it should be nasty. Here, maybe a little head pressure with your shoulder. Dig your head in his face. Of course, don't eye gouge, should be a sportsman. But still, nevertheless, fighting is dirty. So you're here, and you're preparing him. Sometimes you apply pressure, and if you do it real good, he starts thinking about his pain and he forgets about his defense. It's a very common thing. So here, like this, and you want to creep up now. Knee, push head away, pop the arms, tap him here, or step over, pull, catch you fall, head for leverage, apply. Alright guys, we're going to look into a little progression here. We're going to start attacking Tim with an inverted arm lock. Like this. Remember, pin his arm, 90-degree angle. Plant your elbow here. Put your hand under, grab. Step over his head. And you start doing here. You know, you're lucky if you do that. A good guy, once he feels pressure, he's going to grab his belt or something like this. He's going to grab his belt, and it's going to be nearly impossible, you know, to pop him open. So you're here trying to apply inverted arm lock, and the guy grabs. Sometimes he'll start hipping out away from you, trying to escape. Yes, like this, yes. At certain point, it becomes, go more on this side. At certain points, it becomes like a chore to roll him back. So instead, you go with the flow. You're gonna hop on your knees, step over, rotate. Now you have leverage to pull him back in, throw a leg over, and we're ending up into crossbody armbar. Okay? And that is a more controlling position. And now from here, we have our sequences. We have our bicep crushes and so forth, and we have unlocking devices to pop his arm open and submit him with a regular armbar. Alright guys, let's look again at how to overcome that obstacle he throws your way when you start with the inverted arm lock with the gi. So we're here, I start attacking with inverted arm lock, Tim grabs. And if he's got good grab, which he develops, look at our tape on fitness, it's going to be very hard to pop him open, okay? Especially once he starts hipping out. Okay, he defended the immediate move, and he's going to improve his position. He's here, okay, he's got good hips, he's flexible, and it's gonna, I can try to plow him back on his back, but it's gonna be hard, and B, if I do that, it's gonna be hard to pop his arm. So I'm gonna go with the flow, right? I have technique. I'm here, I'm gonna hop, rotate over this way. Now I have leverage of my body mass to pull him into my crossbody armbar like this. And once I'm here, I'm good to go. Alright guys, this is how it's going to look in a real match. Another attack from crossbody mount, a bit unorthodox, and we did briefly touch the subject of knee nuts, and that's exactly what we're going to do again here. So once I'm here, right, Tim will never be with his legs straight. Straighten out his legs. He denies himself leverage, and if I'm in a jiu-jitsu tournament, I can step over, and just with that I can score 4 points, and widen my options or whatnot. Like in Sambo, if I cannot score any points, it's still a hold down. Hold down is hold down. The position of your body doesn't matter. So, but my options are, different now. So he's always gonna keep his legs bent like this. Plus, he's gonna be trying to hip out, or bridge out, or what have you. So once he's here, what you want to do? Set your attack up. You have to be nicely timed. You're gonna let go of this arm and dive. You want to dive over there, like such. Remember guys, when you dive, don't go like this, because you're going to armbar yourself. Tap right there, okay? You dive, your knuckles out. Now your arm is not in alignment to be tapped, to be broken. Once you pass his thigh with your elbow, you switch, grab him like this. And now our hands walk together somewhere over there in the middle. Now guys, some points. If I want to score hold down by itself, of course I'll be like a rock. I'll extend my legs, put my toes on the mat, get my knees off the mat so all my body drives into him, okay? So what I'm gaining, I gain strength and stability, but I'm losing mobility now. So, after I apply hold down, I score my points and I can go for submission. Now I can creep up a little bit on one knee like this, or on both knees. It's up to you. Now I can move. I'm not applying all my body weight, but I still can control him, and I'm gaining mobility. So what I'm going to do from here, let go and dive. Okay, dive like this. Scoop his leg and bring his head and his heel together. Next submission is a neck crank. It's a modified full Nelson. So what it is, it's a full Nelson, only done from a different angle. Just remember guys, depending on the style you compete, it might be illegal. Like in jiu-jitsu, neck cranks are illegal in beginners, and in Sambo it's illegal as well. So you start here, like this. And even if the guy has a good posture on you and stuff like this, you want to start to pry him open. You grab him like this over here, put your hand on the elbow and start pushing it. You're applying pressure on his face. Remember guys, always try to distract him, annoy him, okay? When they say dirty fighting, it's I don't know what it is. Fighting is dirty. It's supposed to be. It's a part of fighting, okay? You start opening, apply pressure like this. You want to open up his elbow. Now you see his bicep exposed, okay? He's posing, okay? Like a bodybuilder. And what I want to do, once again, he's here. I'm still holding him, but I'm going to let go for demonstrational purposes. I want to dive and put my hand on his bicep like this. And I want to start sucking it in, maybe with 2 hands. Suck it in, suck it in. And I'm going to once again come up and put my knees behind my partner's body, like such. Now, okay, I'm going to roll him like a steamroller on his side. And once again, tighten up my hold by going with my knees. Now, if Tim wants to come this side, this way, he cannot. And if he wants to come back to regain his position, he cannot either because of my knees. So once I'm here, guys, what I have to do, I have to step forward with the leg closest to my partner's head, over here. And you see his elbow, I have to go beyond his elbow. I can't stay here, otherwise he'll pull his arm through. I have to go like almost in his armpit. And that's where I end up, like this. I'm gonna grab my hands and apply full Nelson. I'm gonna yank his head that way and up, like such. Once again, guys, details. You can start with a regular hold down in Sambo. You score, 4 points if you hold him down here for 20 seconds. After 20 seconds are expired, you have to go into submission. All right, and we're going to go into modified full Nelson. Grab him by the gi, control, kurtka or gi. Push your hand in his elbow like such, as you applying pressure onto him, onto his face, like this, like this. Once you feel it's appropriate, dive, grab his bicep, and suck it in a little bit further. Once you're here, start coming up on your knees, steamroll him on his side. Make sure your knees are nice and tight against his back. Once you're here, step over, close to his armpit, not here, close over here. Connect your hands. Apply submission. Notice the way I grab my hands, guys. You never cross your fingers. Don't grab his head. You can grab yourself like such. You can grab yourself like this, hand sandwich, or one hand reinforcement. Either way. You can grab your gi if you want. This is good enough. And lift up. His arms are staying behind, and I'm cranking his upper spine. That's my leverage. Alright guys, we're going to start with our modified full Nelson again, and we're going to follow into something else. I'm here, I open him up, I'm here. Guys, sometimes some people are so flexible. We witnessed it on many occasions. We have a few students like that who are flexible, not just split-wise, but all the body joints. So sometimes they come over here, and I don't know what it takes to tap the guy. He's just like slipping out. So what I'm gonna have here, I'm gonna go into inverted triangle. Once you're here and you exhausted the opportunities to tap your partner with this technique, what you want to do, you want to switch your grip, grab your partner's chin, turn it around like this. Okay? Use his chin as a handle. Turn it around and start sitting on your butt. As you're sitting on your butt like this, drive this leg away, and that's how you're ending up. Now, this leg is going to come over this way. Let's turn around. Okay, so you're here, like this, nice and tight. Make sure his head is rested on your leg. If his head falls on the mat, which means he can keep hips out and escape. Make sure his head is on your thigh, and you're grabbing his chin, twisting it like this. That's where you are, like this. Control this arm as well. Okay, control. Or the belt. You can grab the belt and like pinch with your leg so he's immobilized. Once you're here, bring this leg like such. Over here, if you wanna reinforce, figure 4, hide this foot behind his, and now what we have inverted triangle. What you do from here, start squeezing. You can tap him just like that, or you wanna grab his belt and start sitting up. When you sit up, guys, don't put him on his behind though. Don't lift the whole body of his. Okay, don't lift the whole body. There's no pressure on his neck. What you want to do, you want to grab the belt, keep his body, keep his spine on the mat, and only make his head bend, only make his neck bend rather, like this. Your calf is gonna cut into his throat. There is reinforcement here, just like a regular triangle, only it's not from the back. Here and here. Don't forget, once again, if you guys very good, you can always go into arm bar like this, and if he keeps it bent and you can do it, you can go into elbow knots. You grab like this and you pull it this way over his head, or opposite way. Grab like this and pull like this. As long as your grip with your legs is very tight and his shoulder is immobilized, he's going to feel it exclusively in his elbow. If it's loose, it's going to rotate all over, okay? But if you squeeze him and his elbow is immobilized, it's going to go straight into the joint of the elbow, and it's not going to be straight arm bar. This is straight, if you can. But if he keeps it bent, this way, or opposite way. Alright guys, we can't quite get him on our full Nelson. He's flexible, or whatever case might be. Can't get leverage somehow. And we're going to go into inverted triangle. Okay, sit on your butt, grab his chin, make sure you control him here and here. Pull him into you, bring leg over. Grab yourself like such, keep pulling it in, like this, until it's perpendicular to his body. Now you can let go, figure 4, hide this foot here, and you got him. Simply squeeze, grab the belt, and get up. Straight arm bar, elbow knot. Like this, or like this. Alright guys, let's talk a little bit about scarf hold. First, position by itself. It's a good position. I love this one. Ever since my Sambo days. I know that in Jiu-Jitsu they prefer mount, or crossbody, or rear mount. And I love this one. I really do. So let's talk about proper scarf hold. If you don't do it good, guys, that will backfire on you, okay? So you have to be perfect in order to execute this hold. So once you're here, you don't want to be too high on your partner. He'll roll you over. You do not want to be too low. He's going to hip out. We're all going to cover it a little later. And you don't want to have head exclusively. Tim is going to post himself on his elbow, hip out again. Headlocks are no good. Okay? Headlocks are only good with an arm. So once you're here, you target on his head. Make sure you're capable of touching your thigh, which means your scarf roll is good, which means your base is good. Not like this. Like this. Okay, and always tug on his arm upward. You want to lift his shoulder off the mat. Every time he can put his shoulder, sooner or later he's going to try to put his elbow and hip out. So that's your regular scarf hold like this. And what you can do sometimes, you know, to make it more painful, you can make it, you can apply it with a chest compression. What you do, you tag on the head a little harder like this. Okay, if you want to grab the gi to support that headlock, grab the gi, the burka, and you want to rotate from your side a little bit towards your back, and you throw your legs forward like such, and you compress into him. Sometimes if he's tired and exhausted, he will tap just from that. It's like air pump. You pumping the air out of him, just like that. I put my heels on the mat and I drive into him like this, and he cannot roll me out that way because he cannot bridge, and he cannot hip out this way because I'm driving with my feet, with my heels into him. Okay, so either way, that's your scarf hold. So our first submission, once we're here, I'm gonna whizzer his arm like this. Okay, overhook, whizzer, however you want to call it. Want to put your forearm under your partner's elbow like this. And now, as you're here, you want to release your headlock for a second, push his head towards you, slide towards his body like this, towards the lower body, and step over with this leg like such. And we have step over arm bar from a scarf hold. So once again, guys, good scarf hold. Everything starts from a good posture. Good scarf hold, whizzer him like this, nice and tight. Okay? He's ready to go. Now you have to create another tool of leverage to complete the submission. Let go, push his head down, lean onto him, step over, and arm bar like this. Step over, arm bar. What I'm doing, guys, I'm thrusting my hips forward, assisting my forearm, and that is what creating the pressure on his elbow. His wrist is strapped in my armpit. his body is strapped onto mine and his head. He cannot wiggle out to readjust himself. If you want to, you can grab the key again. Control him and arch your hips and lean back like a guillotine choke motion. Once again, guys, good scarf hold, good base. Don't let him escape. Even if you don't tap him, still stay there. There's nothing wrong with a good position. Whizzer, slide down, push the head, switch your base like this onto him, step over, arm bar. Guys, notice besides the submission on the arm, it's additional cervical pressure right here, like this. Another Sambo move from a scarf hold. In my book, guys, it's a little iffy, but it might be just my experience. I've seen plenty of guys being tapped with that one. So it's a solid, legit arm lock, shoulder crank problem. So once you're here, guys, once again, emphasize the fact your scarf hold is nice and good, nice and solid. What you want to do, you want to let go of his sleeve, slide a little bit back, and dive under his elbow with your hand. As you do so, you want to bend it a little bit, about 90-degree angle. If it's straight, you won't be able to scoop your partner's elbow, okay? So you want to push, okay? Maybe even in the wrist like this, push and make his arm bend. Once it's bent, you reassure the hold with a second hand like this. You see how he is? Uncomfortable already. And what you do now, you walk it up. My left hand pushes up. My armpit stops his arm from extending any further, and that is what creating pressure, okay? His shoulder joint, his shoulder blade is about to pop and he has to tap. Like this. Additional pressure once again on the head coming this way. I'm bringing his elbow and his head together, and then I'm bringing elbow up. Let's look at this technique again, shall we? From a different angle, like this. He's hugging you around his body, and if he's not, he's stupid. So he's hugging, he's trying to hide his arms. I'm gonna come over here, bend his arm. It's super crucial, like this. And you see, already when I'm about to clasp my hands, I'm making, submission motion. And after I latch down, I'm gonna walk it up and lift up. Lift up like this. Guys, do not lean back. If you just lean back with your whole posture, team is gonna rise up. Okay? You have to keep his body flat to the mat, and only arm joint is getting twisted. Okay? Only arm. If you do that, it's A, no pain, and B, possible reversal. Stay on top of him, and only arm works. Once again, scarf hold position. Guys, we're gonna touch up submission that has been my favorite over the years. It's very simple and everybody knows that, I suppose, but it was my bread and butter from this position like this. And I don't want to brag, but I tapped many people with this one. So once you're here, remember how I told you team should be keeping his arms intact, but sometimes they try to frame and push your head away, or sometimes it's just loose, it just happens, they kind of arrest here. What you want to do, you want to grab this arm and start pushing it down, like such. Not straight arm. You want to keep it bent and push. At one point, you're going to start feeling resistance from him. If you can overmuscle him, overpower him, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, to use your strength, to assist you. But sometimes, if it's too much, you want to lean back, alleviate pressure of this leg, and use this leg as a hook. If you're leaning too much, you won't be able to lift it. So once you're here, you're pushing, lean back just a little bit, relieve this leg of its duty to support you, and hook. Like this. You want to hook and you want to put his wrist under your knee. Some people teach to figure four. You don't have to do that. You don't. If you want, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But once I'm here, there's no way he's gonna pull out. Okay? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply figure 4 submission over my leg. My knee is going to drive back like this, and my hips are going to come up this way simultaneously, like such. Very painful submission. Sometimes to reinforce the pressure, I will grab his head with both hands. It's still not a neck crank. He feels quite comfortable on his neck, right, Tim?
Sir.
It's not painful. It's just a little tool to hold on, little handle for you. It's still all arm, all shoulder. It's not a neck crank. Alright guys, let's look at the submission one more time. Grab, start pushing down, either force it completely like this, or use your leg to hook to assist. Pin. Make sure his knuckles are on the mat, don't lift them. Okay, they must be on the mat at all times. Reinforce pressure with both hands, hips forward, knee goes back. Another submission I like a lot. In order to avoid bent arm lock, he wants to straighten his arm. Okay? Like this. Or sometimes you catch it straight. And what you do, guys, there is a few ways to apply this arm bar. It's gonna be straight arm bar. You're gonna assist yourself A with your hand, B with this leg, and C with this leg. Okay? So let's look at the arm assistance first. So once you're here, you have to have superior upper body control of his, guys, because every time he can move and wiggle his arm, you're not going to tap him. He's going to just move his arm out of alignment here and there. So what you want to do, you want to grab like a vice grip and reassure hand position, thumb up. You want to really squeeze that headlock and grind into him with your this side of your body. And now what you want to do, you just want to apply pressure down as you lift your knee off the mat. Your knee lifts up, thus your hip lifts up, which creates a hyperextension on his elbow, which creates good conditions for armbar. So I'm here and I'm gonna lift and push down. That's your straight armbar. Second armbar, if your thigh is very close like this, so what you want to do, you can hide it like this. All right, and just put your heel to the mat. Once again, hyperextension. And the third one, if he's wiggling too much, you can step over, okay, like this, and thrust your hips forward. This part of the knee stops him from raising his arm, from alleviating the pressure. I'm here. I can once again reinforce the pressure, lift my hips, or I can still keep this arm here, make sure that he does not rotate it like this, and use my leg and my arm simultaneously, headlock and pressure with the hips, come up. If you were good enough, or he was bad enough, or you were lucky enough, or whatever enough, to get his arms here, you must tap him. Either bent arm lock, or straight arm bar with hand assistance, lift your hip, come down like this. Straight arm bar with this leg, like this, or straight arm bar with that leg, like this. Alright guys, let's look at a few escapes from scarf hold. If you're good, you shouldn't be able to escape. However, there is no, undefeatable positions. So the first and basic escape I like a lot. Tim is gonna grab me by my waistline, not too high. If he grabs here, he's gonna waste his leverage. He's gonna grab me where my belt is, like this, and start squeezing me, putting his forearm under my floating rib. Next thing he wants to do, he wants to hip out a little bit. Okay, once he hips out, I'm not compressing his chest as much, he can breathe. Okay, now he wants to close the gap, run towards me, and when the timing is ready, in a very quick and harsh motion, he wants to bridge out and roll me that way. Not precisely perpendicular, but that way. Let's move a little bit. So once again, I scaffold him. He's gonna squeeze me by the belt, hip out to get the breather, run towards me, and pop me and bridge. Alright guys, scarf hold, the basic one once again. Squeeze, hip out, come towards me, and bridge out. Once again guys, never give up, always try to escape if you got yourself in a compromised position. Alright guys, in this escape, team is gonna utilize another thing other than explosiveness, patience. Remember, patience is a virtue. It's one of the most important things you must have being on the bottom. So what he's gonna do, he's gonna try to pull his elbow on the mat. Pull, yes, once it's on the mat, it's not good to me. Okay? Next thing he wants to do, he wants to hip heist, put his pelvic area on the mat, forward, get on his knees, and start popping his head up, and he's here. Okay, that's called a hip out escape. Okay, what Steam's doing, he's pulling his arm in, especially if he feels I don't have control too much of it. Like this. He's gonna hip heist face down, start hipping out, and once he's here, I'm gonna have to let go of the headlock sooner or later. Like this. Once I feel he's at a certain point, I'm gonna have to move on, because there's no way of me putting him back. Okay guys, note the hip movement, the hip heist, the hip out. Yet another escape from scarf hold. Team once again is gonna hold me tight, hip out, come close to me, and he's gonna hook this leg like such. He's creating very good leverage, like this. Once he's here, he can maintain hold like this, or he can grab my my kurtka, pardon me, right here, okay? Or he can grab me one-on-one, like this, okay? So he's got the complete control of my left side. Next thing he wants to do, by using his hook and this control, or the gi control, he wants to roll me to his left, like this, and get another hook in. Once he's here, I'm in a bad position. He's gonna start working on popping his head up, and once he pops it, he's in a good position right here. Once again, he hips out, gets his right hook in, gets my uniform or one-on-one, rolls me over there like this. You see, using this and this, gets the hook in. Even if I'm strong, I can't do anything with my strength. Sometimes I'll make him uncomfortable, but any decent grappler, sooner or later is gonna pop his head for it. And I'm here. Another good escape, guys, you can use employing your lower body strength is like this. Tim is gonna brace his hands in front of my face. Okay, guys, be careful. You have to have superior control of this hand, because once I see it here, I'll try to unlock you. But if he's grabbing himself hard, I won't be able to separate. So he's bracing, okay? The harder I push myself into him, the more obstacle I'm gonna encounter, you know, jamming my face or my throat into his grip. So he's gonna pump me out like this, and he's gonna bring his leg like this. You see, he's employing his leg now. And he's gonna cradle me up and roll me back like this. He's gonna pull his right hip out from under me. Yes. And whatever, you know, your adventure will take you from here is up to you. Once again, guys, maybe in more details, Tim is gonna brace my face. Be careful about, you know, getting arm locked right here. If you're grabbing yourself, you're good. He's gonna push my face, make me feel uncomfortable, bring his left leg over my head, and push me down. Once he's here, he's gonna drive his right leg from under my head. And there we go. And maybe try to get an arm bar. Once again, note the leg work. Don't be shy. Use your leg like a horse. Alright guys, and the last one, but not the least, is cradle escape. It's a very good solid gi escape. What Tim is going to do, he's going to once again employ his lower body and use momentum and rocking motion. He's going to lift his left leg. He's going to grab my collar from under his leg like this. Another angle. He's going to raise his leg, scoop his leg, grab my collar, rock, and cradle. Note the combined work of arm and leg. Alright guys, on our basic rollover escape, okay, if Tim hugs me and he starts rolling, if he can lift my body right away, I'm good. But once he passes a certain angle, I'm gonna go. Okay, he's gonna, and my headlock is gonna turn against me, okay? Because I can't post myself on my arm. So what's gonna happen? As soon as he rolls me and I feel he's gonna buck my weight and I feel he's gonna pass this critical point and he's gonna roll me over, thus I'm gonna let go of the headlock and just stay in a top position. He's gonna buck me. I'm gonna stop myself like this. And once I'm here, it's green street for him. He's gonna grab his left hand, push my elbow over his head, and hip out. Just like this. And get the top. Once again, guys, very simple escape. Look at the details. Timmy is about to roll me over. I smell the danger as he rolls me over, and I'm desperately pulling my arm, forcing to push him back. As I start pushing back, he reacts inappropriately. Alright guys, let's look at some of the crossbody escapes, and I'm gonna put maybe a little twist onto these escapes. I'm not gonna go into your usual, taking the guard. You probably all know that. So, sometimes, let's say we're here. Sometimes I start attacking Tim with guillotine, but he was able to sweep my legs to the outside and get me down like this. Okay? And you have to neglect your choke, guys. Your choke will not work here. So sooner or later you're gonna have to let go. And but what you can do, as long as you have the head, or sometimes head and this arm, you can bridge. Okay. Usually, once you're here, I will not recommend you to bridge if he's in a crossbody position. It's a different situation from mount or scaffold. His body is positioned in such way. It's very, very hard to bridge. But once you have the head, like this. Okay, so what you do, just maintain the head, try to run towards him, and you want to bridge and roll him over this way, like this. So guys, you end up in a crossbody, good dominant position for him, but you still have the head. Okay, so you can grab the head only, or you can have one hand over here and one hand right here like this. It doesn't matter. Okay, and you want to like crumble him up, and it's very important to bridge. That's why we pay such a close attention to our neck bridges and neck exercise. And once you're here, you want to bridge. You want to pump him in the air and roll him over like this. Guys, look at the bridge without my opponent. And note that you cannot support yourself with your hands. Your hands are assistant in flipping him over. So you have head and arm, or head and the leg. So what you want to do, you want to bridge like this. The higher he's in the air, the easier it's going to be to flip him over. Now you control his body once it's in the air. So you're here and you roll over like this. Again, here, here. Alright guys, next escape is a quarter Nelson escape from being crossbody like this. If your partner's arms is like this, you want to whizzer him, control his arm. This hand is going to dive under, come under his belly and hug his body like such. If you want to grab the belt, that's fine, you don't have to, okay? And once you're here, you have to time it very nicely because you have to execute, two opposite motions. In one motion, you want to pop him up, and using this and this, throw him over your head, this way. And simultaneously, you want to slide your body out opposite way, okay? Like this. So once again, and then we're going to end up in a position of which we can take a huge advantage of. So if you can, guys, never settle for a simple escape. Always try to progress into something more beneficial for you. Okay? Here, here, here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to hip heist, get on my knees like this, And you see where my hands are. My hands are positioned into, you know, the turnover technique we covered later on our back attacks. And so once you're here, you start rotating and pull him into the pin. He was spinning you, now you're pinning him. Once again, control this arm like such. If you want to grab your kurtka, that's fine. This one comes under like this. If you want to grab the belt, that's fine as well. Now you want to flip him over your head this way, okay, using this device. And you want to slide. So you have to time it very nicely once you feel he's moving into someone, because if he sits very heavy and if his goal is just strictly to pin you, it's going to be hard to do. You have to time it. You have to move around, okay? Maybe create opportunity by bridging, okay? Sometimes once you bridge, he loses his balance. He's still capable of putting you back, but for a second, he needs that, you know, time to regain, you know, dominance over you, okay? So you can either wait for him to make a move or create conditions that apply, you know, for this escape. And what you do, pushing him over, sliding out, hip heisting, and doing your quarter Nelson, okay? 1, 2, that's where you're ending up. You see, you don't have to do anything. You've repositioned yourself already. Hand is here, and you're rolling him with a quarter Nelson. Okay guys, next escape turned out to be effective for me. It might look far-fetched, but it's not. And let me, you know, preface or afterwards say that all techniques I show I use at least once. So I don't think I'm teaching you fluff. Even if it looks, you know, funny, it might be appropriate for certain circumstances and certain scenarios, right? So you'll never know what you're gonna end up with in certain positions. Once I'm here, I'm gonna, you know, hide my elbows. I don't wanna hug Tim. Remember, he's gonna go and armbar me or whatever. So I wanna hide my elbows. Maybe grab his kurtka, okay? Grab something, because if my arm is free, he's gonna try to pry it open. And if I grab, there's a tool, you know, there's a handle for me to hold on. What I'm going to do, I'm gonna elevate him off my body to breathe, right? That's a common technique. Everybody knows that. That's the first thing they teach you, you know, in jiu-jitsu and whatever, in judo. Push him away from you, and you want to shrimp out. You want to get on your side, you know, and you want to get your hips out, like this. You want to hip out. Once you're here, this hand of yours is going to pommel under and grab his belt. Just like this. Okay, now you have an awesome tool to keep him away from you. Okay? If you didn't have it, you might have used like an underhook or something, but this is good. And once you're here, you keep hipping out, hip high. See my arm always keeps him at bay because he'll try to chase me. Okay, he'll try to roll me back on. And once I'm here, I'm getting on my knees and either standing up, continue wrestling stand up, or follow up with my mat work. It's up to you. Push him away to create a little breather. Hip out, get on your side. This hand pommels under, grabs the belt, okay? Post him away from you, like this. Keep him away. Continue rotation with your hips. Hip heist. Get on your knees. Get up. And either stand up or just post yourself like this and whip him over. He was holding you down. Now you reverse the position. Once again, always defense. Pump him. Space. Underhook. Belt. Hip heist. Get up. Post yourself. Either throw him or get up. Alright guys, we're gonna take a little take on knee on the belly. Once you hear it, you know your jiu-jitsu position. Of course, you're gonna work crisscross chokes, arm bar on this arm bar on opposite arm, and so forth and so on. We're gonna skip that, okay? I'm here, and let's say I want to go for an arm bar on this one, like this. And once I'm here, right away, Tim is what going to do? He's gonna grab himself like this. And once he grabs himself like this, I'm gonna go into bicep crush. Okay guys, here's your position. Here's your knee on the belly. You can, you put your knee on his belly, that's the name. You want to control his arm like such, okay? Because you don't want him to grab you. There's escapes when he underhooks me like this and stuff. So I want to control this one. And I want to let you either to this collar or maybe other arm, like this, okay? And what's going to happen, I'm going to like apply my weight into him. It's very hard to breathe, like such. And every time he tries to, if I don't give him any handles and he tries to escape simply by movement, it's easy to restrict him. Like if he goes into me, I'm going to apply weight this way. If he rolls away from me, he's going to take me right on his back. He's going to give me his back, okay? So that's a good position. We don't have this one in Sambo too much. It's a jiu-jitsu position, no holds barred, grappling position. So once we're here, and I'm gonna set up regular arm bar, right? It's right here. I'm gonna, sneak like this, and sit back. And once I'm here, right away, he's gonna grab himself. So I'm not even gonna bother to bring my legs across this way. I might, of course. But what I'm going to do, I'm gonna start sitting back, and my right leg, like a snake, I'm gonna jump over, snake over this way. Reinforce the pressure, lean back, start your car. Once again guys, I know I showed you that arm lock in appropriate tape, but nevertheless I'll remind you how it's done. You want to bring this as close to his shoulder as possible. The farther it is away, the less pressure. The closer it is, the more pressure applies. Nice and simple. And leg is my device to bring his wrist towards his shoulder. Okay, squeeze. This leg is reinforcing. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze my knees, I'm gonna bring it down, I'm gonna lean back and twist my forearm. Alright guys, very similar technique. It's inverted, reversed if you will, bicep crush. Some people call it short arm scissor. It's done on opposite arm, okay? Sometimes what you do, like if he grabs you and wants to push you, your regular thing would be of course to spin around and get arm bar here. But he's not so, stupid. Once you start spinning, he's gonna grab himself right away like this, right? Or we can look at the scenario when you like this and he's grabbing himself with the other hand and you kind of know that he expects attack on this arm. So what you want to do, this hand is going to sneak under and grab him like this. Okay, like this. Then you don't need this arm anymore. Let go, grab him by his kurtka and start pulling him into you like such. As you pull him into you, make sure that he doesn't land on your hips, that your hips are free. And you're going to bring your leg like such and like such. There we go. Okay, here you are. You're sitting back, rolling him on top of you, like this, like this. There you go. You're here. And you're going to bring this one over, this one here, and we have our bicep crush. Once again, you here, you either start attacking him maybe with an inverted arm lock and he grabs on for dear life, or he holds on to begin with. Sneak this one arm in, pinch this one here, start pulling him into you. Pull, and as you pull, you don't just sit back, otherwise it's gonna roll on your legs, and you're here. Okay? So he changes couple degrees in rotation, you change couple inches away from him. So as you pull, you sneak out, there we go. Boom, fall down, throw this leg over like this, like this. You see the angle? There. And that's your bicep crush. If he stays on his force, that's fine. Getting your force to me, Carl. Doesn't matter. You still have it. Alright guys, we got to the infamous mount. I'm not gonna concentrate too much on this position because grapplers market has been oversaturated with you know, tapes on fighting from the mount. So I'm not gonna steal bread and butter from jiu-jitsu guys and going over and over same techniques, which are of course good. Maybe I'll take some different approach once again, try to get a different approach. And this is most scored, the position that gets scored most points in jiu-jitsu. That's 4 points you get, you score for this. In Sambo you score the same for this mount, or for this, or for this, or for any other mount, including the guard position. In Sambo, if I'm in team's half guard, or even full guard, I'm still scoring a pin, as long as I pummel through his defense. If I'm like, if I'm right here at his extended arms, this is not a hold down. But as long as I'm capable of pummeling through and controlling him and making sure that his shoulders are on the mat, or at least maintaining a 90-degree angle. Once he breaks past this angle, this way or this way, there's no more hold down. But as long as I keep him relatively over here and keeping chest-to-chest contact, this is a hold down for me as well. So, okay, in Sambo, all hold downs, all top positions are equally scored. Okay, here, you know this one, right? He posts here, you here, and rotate. We're gonna skip this one. We're gonna cover maybe a little different approach, a little tighter. I like this the technique, nothing wrong with that. The only thing, a good guy will counter you in transition. Once team feels that I'm gonna spin my leg around, he's gonna roll with the flow before my leg hits here. So as soon as I'm gonna spin, team is gonna get up and try to pass. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to eliminate transition period. I'm gonna make it very tight, notch by notch. So once I'm here, I'm gonna grab his wrist like this, okay, like such. I'm gonna get this arm and grab my own hand like such, figure 4 device, okay, like an arm lock. But I won't be able to arm lock him if his hand is here. But what I will be able to do is arm bar him. So once I'm here, I'm gonna creep up a little tight and stay seated on him. I'm gonna stay seated on him like such, pushing my weight into him, get my leg like this, and this leg, inch by inch, is gonna move out. And then I'm gonna sit on my butt like this, and just walk it over. So what I just eliminated is, wow, the spin. Okay, I set up like this, and I'm here. Good to go for my armbar. And what I do here to finish with this kind of hold, if team holds down to the gi, I'm just gonna rip it either this way, using my figure 4, or I'm gonna rip it going this way. I have more leverage with figure 4 as opposed to regular yanking like this. So I'm gonna rip, complete the armbar. Once again, guys, we're gonna eliminate the spin and the bounce. If team is nice and tight like this, or his hands are here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lean back like such, post my leg like this, stay heavy on him, put my hand on his elbow, and using this leg, I'm gonna push, alright? I'm not just pushing with my arm, I'm pushing with my body, with my leg, and I'm gonna pry him open. Once he's here, this is not a problem to grab. The problem is, you know, to get him here. So I'm gonna use my body, my leg, push him. Switch to figure 4, start creeping up with my leg. You see, I'm never elevated. Once I feel something go sour, I can go back to my hold down. So I'm gonna be here like this, shifting and creeping up, sitting, securing the crossbody position, ripping the arm off, securing. Another mount attack, somewhat ingenious, I hope. You can do it from the mount or from the half guard. It's going to be a triangle from the top. So once I'm here, and once again he's clamped up like this, right? It's hard to open him. What I'm going to do, I'm going to grab his belt, loop it over, reach out with my opposite hand, and pin his hand. Like this. Once again, you switch yet again like this. Now he's got only one hand. I'm trying to control it, peel it off him. Once I'm here, I start creeping up like this, like this, like this. And once I feel my leg is past his arm, you see it's entangled. He cannot stop me. I'm getting into my predicament, which I want, which is leg over here and leg in his armpit. And there's nothing he can do to stop me. So I'm creeping up, and once I'm here, like this, I'm gonna still trying to maintain my hand there to pin him. And once I'm here, I can let go. His arm will not be able to snake back under my triangle. I'm gonna lift up his head, secure a triangle, roll him on his back, and choke him out, arm bar him, or elbow lock him. This way, or this way. Guys, I could be even a half guard, right? And as I start trying to pass and stuff, right, like this, he's gonna try to force his hand to push me away, right? So what I'm gonna do is good, his hand is right here. Loop the belt, grab, pin the arm, pin it again. Now he cannot force me anymore, and I continue to pass in the leg. And I pass. Okay? Or I can start from the mount, either way. So once I'm here, control this sleeve, pull it up, start creeping up. Maintain your weight though, now like walk like this. Creep up, sit on his arm, more. That's where you are. You ended up like this. Once you're here, pull his head up, secure the triangle, roll, adjust if you must, and finish triangle, arm bar. If his arm is bent, elbow lock this way, elbow lock this way. Alright guys, sooner or later you're gonna find your partner like this. If he wants to keep you immobilized, of course he's gonna play headlock and maybe loop my arm, whizzer like this, and you won't be able to do this escape I'm talking about, okay? But once he scored his points and he's gonna move on and stuff, he's gonna start messing with me. Now it's my time to time my technique. But I'm gonna grab his belt like this. You can grab his epaulets if you want, or you can put your hands in his armpits like this. I'd say somewhere in the midsection for this particular escape. And what you want to do, you want to violently bridge and throw him up. Like this. Once you do that, you're going to shove one of your knees, either one, in his crotch to stop him from landing on your belly. He's going to land on your shin. Like this. Okay? And once you're here, guys, you're going to push him towards this leg. You want to make him like fall, and you want to rotate your body away from him. Now we're in a parallel position, and I want to rotate into perpendicular like this. Of course, all in one motion. Once I'm here, this leg is gonna grapevine, and I'm gonna pick up heel hook, Achilles, or toe hold. So guys, you have to time this technique when you feel least amount of pressure, of course. You grab his belt. He doesn't have to be erected like this. He could be still on top of you as long as he's not headlocking you and not immobilizing your arms. You're gonna grab the belt like this. You wanna violently bridge, throw him in the air, bend your leg, put in his crotch. Like this. Both legs are coming up. And as I'm dumping him to the side of my bent leg, I'm grapevining my other leg as I'm scooping out away from him like this, and I apply any type of leg lock I'd like to. Yet another mount escape. Once again, you have to time it once he's moving on. Not headlocking you, not grapevining your legs. You won't be able to do that one. Grab his kurtka right here. Once again, bridge. And this time, you don't throw him up in the air right above you. You throw him over your head. Like this. Okay? Just like that. You see what he did? He posted himself. He spread his arms and posted himself. Once you're here, you have to initiate the back roll right away. You see my trunk can rotate now. I'm free. Okay? So I'm going to initiate the back roll, and that's the key, guys. You have to place both feet simultaneously in your partner's armpits. If you miss one foot, it's not going to be so swift, your technique. Okay? So I'm here, I grab, I buck him over, I initiate roll, place both feet in his armpits, and continue to roll. Use my feet for leverage to push him off me. If you're lucky enough, you can snatch a leg lock like this, but you know, that's luck. He probably won't let you to do that. But you escaped. You just achieved your tactical goal number one, escape. Once again, throw him over your head for your bottom part. Place both feet for leverage and push him away. Continue to roll. As you roll, guys, put your head to either side, like this or like this, so you don't scrunch your head. Like this. Once you're here, you see my arms. If I, quick enough, I can snatch this one. And if I'm here, it's just a leg lock. If I yank it back, it's a lower spine lock. Once again, guys, quite unorthodox escape. Okay, so what you do once you're in the bottom, you start working on his belt. Okay, you tug on one layer, not both layers. You want to create some slack like this. Once you're here, you create a slack, slide, grab this, thing, grab the belt from either side like such. You see, it's looping over, and you want to get him on your chest a little bit, just like such. Once you're here, you bend, and you feed it in your foot. Watch. Watch again, guys. Let me preface, I guess this technique requires some limberty in your legs. You don't have to be like a ballerina or gymnast, but some flexibility and dexterity needed. Okay, once you're here, grab the belt, only one layer, not two layers. One layer and start loosening it up, okay? After you loosen it up, get your hands from the top to the sides, okay? You want to squish out a little bit, back door, so your legs are free, and you want to get your foot in his belt. And now you just leg press him, kick him back. Once you're here, you can start working on your leg locks. This leg cannot be attacked because it's entangled. If you want, you can pull it off, pull it out rather. But if you want, you can keep it here, and what you do, you just throw this one over, grapevine like this, and pick up a heel hook or killer squat. Alright guys, we're going to counter the counter, okay? It's like a chess game. Sometimes, when the guy grabs you like this, and he grabs you, right? Grabs your uniform like this, you can't unlock him right away because his hands, cannot be peeled and stuff. And plus, he's very violent and very quick with his escapes. And let's say team wants to do one of the escapes that I just did. Either this one or this one, okay? Or just simply push me and roll me over, something like that very quickly. And that's what I'm gonna take advantage of his extended arm. Once again, this technique very strongly depends on timing. Because if he's any good and he extends his arms, he's gonna pump him right back instantly. He's not gonna stay here, okay? So what Tim wants to do, let's say he wants to push me and roll over. Like this. Once you feel that coming, let's take it slow. He pushes me, and once he rolls to the side, guys, right away, I'm gonna go with the flow. I'm not gonna resist. I'm gonna take advantage of his arms being extended, even for a split second. I'm gonna grab, and as I fall down, I'm gonna step over, like this, and I'm gonna tap him like such. Okay, now the textbook armbar. My crouch down on the mat, make him immobilized, and pull like this. With one hand, or even two hands. Watch again, guys. Tim pushes me away very quickly and starts pumping me off his body. As I'm falling, I'm timing this technique with my fall. I'm gonna grab, and I don't, sometimes people put hand here, leg here. I don't like to do that. Because what it does, it gives him a chance, it gives him a chance to roll over, and quickly regain his position. And remember guys, as long as you guys can move, he does have chances to escape. Whether he's here, if you don't have him very good like this and he can move this way or that way, he's gonna get his arm out of alignment. Same thing goes to arm bar on your belly, reversed arm bar. As long as he can move and roll, he's gonna be wiggling. So you have to stop him in his tracks. Okay, that's why I emphasize strong, knee pinching, crossing your feet and so forth. You want to make him immovable. He pushes you as you go over, grab and step over this way, not this way. Step over and just fall, put your hips to the mat, apply armbar. you here. Like this. Alright guys, next technique from my knee on the belly position is going to be, once again, I consider unorthodox submission. Unorthodox technique, submission is quite orthodox. It's a knee bar on this leg. Very common. Let's see it again. If I grab team's arm like this, right? I step over, I spin, and I attack this arm. So my knee bar could be a follow-up after failed arm bar, or I could just fake. Like I feel this guy that I won't be able to arm lock him, but I'll fake anyway, and I create what I needed. So I'm here, and I'm gonna start stepping, and right away he's gonna pull his arm in. And as soon as he pulls in, it's good. My path is free now. I'm gonna continue rotation, stop my step here, pick up the leg, fall back, follow up this leg over here, and knee bar. So you hear, guys, you can time this technique as technique of its own, or you can use failed control of this arm. He pulls it in, you still continue the rotation, stop here, like this. Pick this leg, start falling. As you fall, drive this leg here, squeeze, cross your feet, put it in his butt, hug his leg, knee bar. Remember to push your hips up. Alright guys, we're going to cover knee bar from the cradle, okay? Sometimes you get your partner in this kind of position, okay? Cradle. And it's just a hold down by itself, nothing dangerous, uncomfortable, pressure, blah blah blah, but nothing by itself. And what we're going to do, we're going to go into the knee bar. Okay, so once you're here, you're going to creep up on your knees like this. Put this knee over here, knee closest to his head. And once you're ready, once you feel, you can time it, let go. Drive these legs through. And knee bar. Once again, guys, we're in a cradle position, like this. Put your knee closest to his head, onto his shoulder. You can apply additional punishment this way, like such, okay? And once you're ready, post yourself on this leg, release quickly and pop. Pop, step over, sit on him if you want, and then slide to the side, cross your feet, apply the knee lock. Alright guys, that's how knowledge of how to escape can benefit you in a self-defense type scenario. Common, assailant scenario, rape scenario, guys choking a woman from the side, like this. And note guys, if regular guys, they squeeze like this, like Tim is doing. If it was me, and I know human anatomy, I'd jam my tips right in her suprasternal notch or right in her trachea, Okay, right there. It's very painful. Very often people teach when you choke to grab thumbs and try to peel off. If the guy knows what he's doing, you won't be able to find the space to grab the thumbs. And plus, the pressure, Team, apply the correct choke, kicks in so fast, she does not have time. So the first thing she has to do is plucking. Okay, just do this. Just that. Okay, don't grab very quickly, very violently. Snap like this once again. Very good. Next thing she wants to do, she wants to start cradling her knees, and with her right knee in this case, she wants to strike Tim in the ribs. Like this. After you stroke him, knee comes under his belly, left leg comes over Tim's neck, and she snaps him down. Okay, and remember, this is not Sambo, this is not sportive technique. She's gonna snap his arm as he goes down. Once again, please. So Tim chokes, she blocks, quick strike with the knee, boom. She's gonna cradle, and snap. Next technique, guys. Tim is gonna put Ma'am in a headlock. Okay, assume this position, and if she doesn't do anything, he's a strong guy. He's gonna grind her down, get her on her back, and have his way with her. That's the attack. He ends up on top. Okay, headlock. Let's be realistic. Sooner or later, guys, she's gonna give up. Unless she's a Bulgarian weightlifting female champion, she's going to be rolled over. So what she has to do, she has to use classical devices like timing and using his own energy and all that stuff. So once she's feel her balance is about to be broken, okay, and her neck is getting twisted, she's going to step forward with her right leg and whip under him using his own power against him, his own momentum going forward against him. And like this. Once she's here, she's gonna follow up with a right roundhouse elbow and reverse elbow. Headlock. Note, guys, one of the details, just spin for a second. She likes the contact now, she wants it, okay? She's gonna grab him, she's gonna grab his love handle, so to speak, to use it, or belt, or whatever, the case might be, just hug the body. She's gonna use that as a handle to help her to roll him over. So once again, Tim is applying pressure. She's gonna step forward, use the body, roll him over, elbow, elbow. Very dangerous situation right here. The guy got the top position and he wants to smack her or punch her, either to knock her out or loosen her up to, to have his way with her or whatnot. Don't panic. Remember two things. Head movement is very important. So, in nose bar, of course, the guy is gonna unleash a bunch of punches. Most likely in the street, the guy is gonna just smack her once and she's gonna see him winding up, okay? So if she see him winding up, she's gonna prepare, right? And as Tim dropping his punch, Ma'am is gonna move her head and wither his arm. Like this. Okay? Note, go back up. With the opposite hand, she's grabbing him by the collar. Okay? She wants to, once again, she wants the contact. She wants to be close. So as she's moving her head, okay, be sure, guys, your head does not lay on the ground. Okay? Make sure your head is in suspended position so you have good bob and weave motion. Okay, so she grabs him, pulls him in, withers. Now look, his limb is trapped. She's gonna roll him over, like this, and instantly pop back and go into heel hook. We don't want to go for Achilles. Achilles is too soft. In this kind of situation, you want to break his leg so he can't chase you, okay? So you're going to screw up his ankle and his knee. So boom, rip it. Once again, remember, it's not secure setup like you do in a competition. It's just ring, wrench it. You want to hear pop, pop, pop in the ankle and in the knee. So as Tim punches, and we'll assume that it's a single punch. If it's many punches, she'll approach him differently, of course. We're just looking at a scenario. He punches, wild punch. She's gonna grab him, move her head, whizzer, roll over. Instantly snap back and into heel hook. Wrench that heel hook.